If you don't have testimonials or reviews to put on your website, first alternative for social proof is to use this instead. Let me show you an example. So this is Creator Science, and this is the newsletter sign up page. You can see you have some reviews here, and then you have more reviews here, but this is what I want to focus on. Featured in, you see you have here the logos of the companies where he's been featured in one way or the other. But okay, this creator is quite big. He has more than 54,000 subscribers already. But let's take a look at something more local. So here we have, this is Jaap. He's here in the Netherlands. He's a coach. And you can see he uses the same. These are basically the local newspapers that we have here. And they are, yeah, if you live here, you know all of these papers. Same thing I've used in my website. You can see this is just the homepage. You can see that featured on. These are the podcasts I've been to, these two, and then there's also an article that a company has written with my help. So I just put it there. Now, in some cases, they're not the most recognized brands, but it still helps it. So for example, in my case, I've even linked them to the source so that you can see what I'm talking about. I'm sorry, where are my manners? My name is Robert and I help creators with tech side of their business. And I recognize that getting media mentions is a lot of work, and maybe you just don't have the time to do it right now. You are about to launch your website, so you need ideas right now. No worries, there are 9 more alternatives coming in this video. So the second alternative is really simple to create, especially if you are already publishing content online. So here we have an example. This is Film Booth, and he specializes in YouTube creators, helping them to make money. And you can see that this is quite a long page, but I already scrolled here. You have these screenshots of results. And actually these results are not specific to this product he's selling. They are about another product, but he's just showcasing that, hey, I've helped them with something else, so I must be good also with this that I'm doing. So there's many screenshots here. You can see I've used something similar for my course to start with. You can see on this page, it's a course page, and if you scroll down far enough, you'll see, hey, I've helped millions of people on YouTube, and here are some of the comments on my YouTube videos. They're not related to this course specifically, but it's just to give a bit of reassurance that, hey, I know what I'm talking about. There are other people that, you know, have enjoyed my content, and they've expressed that as well. Basically, the second alternative is to use social media comments as social proof. This means you just take a screenshot of comments from people thanking you. Preferably, the comment also would include why or how did you help them. For the third alternative, you will need just 1 or 2 people who trust you enough to put their name behind your work. Here's a reference that I got years back on LinkedIn. I could either screenshot this or just use Canva or another design tool to make it a bit, look a bit nicer. This is basically a personal reference or character reference where people vouch for you that you've done a great job in your previous projects, and they are basically putting their name behind you. Obviously, it's good to ask the person if you can use it on your website, but most likely they are totally fine with that. And this can boost your social proof without too much extra work for you. By the way, if you want a one-page summary of all the alternatives and examples I mentioned in this video, just head to the video description. It's the first link there, and click on it and you can download it from there. Now, the next alternative can't always be used, but let me show you how others have done it, and I plan to add this soon to my website as well. Here, this is Analytics Mania. He's selling products on specific to Google Analytics and Google Tag Manager, and you can see here you have 7,000 students, and these are the logos, or students are working at these companies. So how would he know this? It's really simple, actually. I'm in process of doing the same thing. All you have to do is go and export your newsletter subscribers. And then in Excel, for example, you can split them. And in this case, you can see here, I have all the emails here that are part of, that are on my newsletter. And then I can just filter out those that are most common. So here I could come and say, hey, okay, obviously I don't want anybody with Gmail, Yahoo also. I'll just filter out all of those. And then you'll be left out with a list of different companies. Now, some obviously are very small and you don't know what they're doing, but some will be bigger. So for example, I did this exercise already. Let me filter it here like this. And you can see that there are bigger companies here like Thule and also Tata Motors. I could use this now as just logos on my website give a bit more trustworthiness, a bit of social proof. This alternative gives you authority by association, basically because of these people that work in bigger companies, recognizable companies, and they trust you. They're part of your newsletter, or maybe they're subscribed to you on, I don't know, Twitter. You can put this on your website as social proof. It's obviously not the same as just working with these brands directly, but you are being truthful while adding social proof. The fifth alternative is similar to the previous one. You still use company logos, but instead of thinking about who is, who's on your list, think of the companies that you've worked with either as an employee or in any other type of relationship with them. For example, this is how Matt from Creator Dynamic uses to sell his YouTube consultations. So here's Matt's website. You can see he talks about himself, blah, 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 blah. And then here, Matt is not a YouTube guru, but he's worked at YouTube basically. He's been the head content strategist, manager of creative insights, head producer, and then creator liaison. And I like that he actually put a link here. So if you open the link, it will take you to a Verge article about, hey, YouTube has this new creator liaison, and it's this guy, it's Matt. So it's pretty powerful in that sense. Gives a bit of trust that, hey, this guy must know what he's talking about. And hey, remember, if you didn't work in YouTube or Google or Facebook, it doesn't matter. As long as it's something that people in your niche could potentially recognize, you could use it as well. For example, I've been sponsored by all of these companies. Some of them are really established and well known, so I could use these to boost my social proof. If these companies trust working with me, I must be legit, right? Little they know. Now, the next alternative is perfect for you if you already work with some clients already, but you just couldn't get any testimonials. I want to show you Melanie's coaching website because she's doing it so well. Here's Blue Diamond, and this is Melanie's website, and you can see I just like the website in general. I think it's like the content that is on the website is really good. But if I scroll down, this is my favorite part. If I start reading these are different case studies that Melanie has worked with. And they are a slightly different profile. So here you have finance services. Again, you talk about finance and operations leaders, and all of them had slightly different problems. And she just explains very shortly what was the problem and how they addressed that problem with her, obviously with her coaching. So this is really, I think, a nice way of putting it. It's a story. It's something that people can relate to it. And if they see themselves in this story, then obviously it just makes you so much more credible because, hey, there's a person that had an issue similar to mine. And now this is how she fixed it. I just love this. The sixth alternative is to use case studies explaining what you've done in the past. This way you can show your skills and knowledge through a story and how you've created value for your customer. The seventh alternative will work even if you don't have a big following or subscriber count. Let me show you how big and small websites are using this. So this is Justin Welch's website, and this is one of the products he has. And what I like here is, you scroll down, you have here, join 50 plus LinkedIn top voices and 20,000 students. So you use the number to kind of give you credibility. Now, obviously, he has a lot of also reviews. He doesn't really need to just only say the number, but it's very powerful. And you might be thinking, whoa, well, I don't have 20,000. That's just not feasible for me. But here's another example. This is 3Tech, and this is the Niels's newsletter about conversion rate optimization. And you can see he uses the same tactic here. And he says, join 600 plus subscribers. And you might be thinking, well, that's not a big number compared to 20,000, but this is 600 in very specific niche. Not only does he use the credibility by volume here, but also he has here from the tactic number 5, these are basically the people that are reading his newsletter here. So he's really crafted this well with the resources he has. So build credibility by showing that others also use the service. Even if the numbers are small, but you are in the specific niche, it can add social proof. Imagine a newsletter with 150 Fortune 500 CEOs. That email list would be worth tens of thousands of dollars to many marketeers. But okay, if you despise data, the next alternative has been used probably for hundreds of years, but it still works online. Here are some examples. Now here we have Gronk Studios, and they are sort of experts in Shopify, and you can see here right away they have here their testimonials or maybe reviews, although you cannot click them, so I'm not sure why they're here, but this is what I want to focus on. Shopify partners. That's perfect. That's like a, you know, badge of honor. You know, Shopify recognizes you. You can find them also in the Shopify website, and they have like a partner section. You can find them there. So it's all approved by Shopify. And this just gives you credibility because basically Shopify is saying these guys are legit. Same thing here you have for Notion. This is a smaller agency, and you can see if you scroll down enough, you come here, and you can see here Notion certified consultant. That's perfect. Now, one thing I would do here is if you click on this, it should take you to Notion, because they actually are in the library here, or in the directory that on Notion's website. So I would definitely do that just to increase even more the credibility. But again, you're getting the sort of social proof from the company itself that you know you're legit. So showing certificates or official partner badges is the 8th alternative to boost your social proof. So if you already have one that is related to your niche, then use it. Or if you don't have it, then probably you can get something like this from from the tools you use. It's just a small proof that you know what you're talking about by gaining the certificate. Okay, if the previous alternatives didn't inspire you, then this one will be really different. Instead of having something concrete and rational on the side, you make it more emotional and empathetic. Let me show you how Annalisa is doing it. Now, this is Annalisa's website, and you can see that she's a coach, and she's very on the emotional side and coaching in terms of like a spiritual way. So you can see if you scroll down that she doesn't have reviews per se here, but what she has is here at the top is this video where you can get to know her immediately. If you click on this, it's very empathetic and sort of emotional. So you see, with video, you can really tell your story and have a slightly deeper connection with people than just, showing testimonials. This can easily boost your credibility because it's a simple but efficient way for people to get to see that there is a person behind the website or landing page. In some niches, this is probably the best way to go. Now, the last alternative you won't like, I'm sorry, because it's not actually an alternative, but you should just start collecting reviews and testimonials as soon as possible. But I get it, it's really hard to do, and collecting them is really pain in the butt. That's why you should watch this video next, where I'll show you a tool that will make collecting testimonials so much easier, and when you display them, it will look professional and just well organized, and you can automate the whole process.